Oh yeah. Hold on. Let me get some fucking nitrous.
Nitrous. Jesus Christ, Todd.
I'm kidding, dude. It's fucking. It's oxygen, man.
Did you see how pumped I was? I was like, yo, let me try it. And he said it was oxygen. I was like, I've already had that. I don't care. Like, don't. That's oxygen is for pussies.
Welcome to Can You Laugh About It Now, episode 11. Hi, my name is Todd Gursslin. I'm one of your co-hosts. The other two I have tied up right now in my room because I'm afraid they're going to be late for the next show. Who am I kidding? I'm the one late, and it's even my apartment. Why am I riffing on in this intro right now? The theme, getting robbed or robbing someone. The comic this week, Phil Parker. Phil was awesome. He was a treat, man. Can I say that as a man? He was a real treat. You should go check out Phil's website and his Instagram. That's Phil Parker Comedy for Insta. And if you go over to he's got a real website. All right, he's a real comic. Go on over to philparkercomedy.com. He's got all his dates up there. We're like a week behind, so some of the dates we throw out are a little off. I want to throw this. If you want up to date dates. With Phil, go to philparkercomedy.com. The theme was getting robbed or robbing someone. Let's go, man.
Welcome to Can You Laugh About It Now? I'm RJ, that's Gator, that's Todd.
Hi.
And our guest is my buddy Phil Parker from New York City, everybody. Make some noise for Phil.
Funny musician, smart Phil.
Yeah. He's a host of, what's it called? I'm Doing This Wrong, your podcast?
That is correct, yeah. That's
you
the
work
one I
at, how long you been doing that now?
Shit, I don't know. Close to a year, but we only have like 27 episodes or something because we can't get it together. That's kind of the whole thing.
You're doing it wrong.
Exactly, yeah.
So it must not be the technology because you threw this together quick. So it's either your co-host it's your co-host, right? Just you can lay it out.
There's a good responsibility
Dude, I can't do
on
my
his shoulders.
girlfriend's
Yeah.
got blah 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 or whatever.
Well, he's a lawyer, and he also doesn't want his last name to be put out there because he works for the city. So like he gets caught up doing shit with like, oh well, I got to stay and do this whole like deposition situation, and then other times he's just too tired from doing it. So it's a very weird situation. Yeah,
I love the best part about that is like, dude, we should put out a podcast to get tons of people, but let's not use my name.
yeah.
God,
It makes it a little hard to promote.
Use your name.
How did you meet a lawyer down there?
You know him. He used to go to the creek in the cave.
Oh, okay.
You remember
okay.
Andrew?
He
would wear
I think
a suit.
so.
Yeah, he mostly just hung out there.
He wore a suit.
Yes, I think I remember that guy.
No
yeah.
way. All right.
Oh, yeah,
Is he a Jew? Just like if he's a Jew, no, I'm really.
No,
you
he's
nailed
Asian.
all three.
He's Asian. It's a little different.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, you got to do anything you can to stand out at the creek.
Not anymore. Just go
Wow.
to Texas and be racist. It works.
Yeah, we love it. The blacks, we enjoy it. Racism keeps us alive.
Yeah.
You're, of course, speaking for all of the blacks.
Yes, because I think that we all want to be connected to our ancestors, and racism just does something for us, I guess.
Yeah.
I think that's what white people tell themselves. I don't know. Y'all keep doing
Is
it.
that what
so
it
I'm
is?
just trying to make it
You
work
know what?
in my life.
I think
don't
black
know.
people actually like it. Is that what you know what I mean? Is that what you're
Todd,
saying?
You thought that. You had the exact voice that was in my head. You thought that before.
You guys, you know what? I think that it keeps them alive. It keeps the fire burning. It gives them, you know what? It gives them direction. Is that what,
I didn't like the fire.
That's
burning.
you went a little
like
too
that.
deep there.
Yeah,
I'm
no
sorry.
comment. No
I went
comment
with
at all.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Phil.
Phil!
That'll be the first thing that gets cut out. Don't worry.
So the theme today is theft.
Yeah.
This is a strong
You
word. dude.
jump in with that, dude.
Theft.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. I probably, you know what? My story was not worth the, in that. I think,
No.
I think it was a little too much, but, because in my story, all right, all that happened was I was an accessory to vehicular fucking, what is it when you steal shit?
Grand Theft Auto.
I did Grand Theft Auto, dude.
Okay.
Not, you know, but it was a motorcycle.
Was it before Grand Theft Auto came out?
It was before I ever played Grand Theft Auto. I mean, it was probably not
probably
out.
before it came
It was
out.
probably before I I think it was out. Like one of them. There was like 9 of them that came out. I don't know. This is like year 2. I was in Seattle at the time. All right, I'll give a little backstory.
Of course.
Well, I did listen to previous episodes. I heard you did heroin, Seattle. I hear they go hand in hand. So is this around that time?
I was in Seattle at the time doing heroin.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So yes.
And happened to be that I had 2. So at one point, I was explaining just the very last episode, Phil, that I used to sell heroin. Maybe you heard that. Gay Todd got murdered in the last episode. So this gay Todd got a lot of fucking money off of it because then I was selling heroin. But then then all of a sudden it's like, yo, there's 2 lesbians that are selling fucking heroin down the road, dude. You know what I mean? Like, there was 2 lesbians. Everybody, they called them the lesbians. That was the thing. Everybody was like, oh, did you go to the lesbians to get heroin yet? I was like, what?
Yeah, you had Gay Todd in the
Gay Todd,
lesbians. That's how it
dude.
works in the
So,
90s.
yeah, well, Seattle's very liberal, dude. You know what I mean? So it's like all the drug dealers were gay as shit. Apparently, I don't know. So they were the lesbians. So I remember one time I went over there and I was partying with them all night, dude. They were cool as shit, dude. Shout out to the fucking Seattle lesbians. I hope they're fucking doing well, dude. Like the Seattle heroin dealing lesbians, dude. They were pretty cool.
Something tells me they're not.
So we were driving one morning. I was like, yo, she's gonna give me a ride home. Okay. We were tired as shit, fucking all strung out. She definitely should not have been giving me a ride home, but it was like, whatever. So she's like, I gotta make a few stops along the way. Of course, always when you're with people that like that are drug, it's always, I gotta make a few stops along the way. It's never, you just don't get there. You never get where you're going.
It's never A to
No,
B.
they either stay home and go nowhere, or they drive around to everyone. There's only 2
everybody.
ways it goes.
And you'd be like, hey, can I get a ride here? And then along that ride, it's literally 9 more rides in between, and you gave them $12 and whatever. So that was me.
Heroin was $12.
Well, $10 a bag.
Inflation, man, it's getting crazy.
Since Biden took office, I think it's 17 now. But
Goddamn Biden.
yeah, I'm gonna start putting that on my heroin bags. I'm gonna start blaming. Yeah, all right. So, anyways, I'm out in Seattle, and the lesbians. I met them. We're going for a ride, and she's got to make stops, and she's picking up drugs. Now I'm like getting nervous because I'm like in the car with this chick, and there's like all this drugs in the car, and we're both wasted. We're driving down this road. I think it was like off of the University District near Seattle. And she looked over and there's like a fucking a motorcycle like running in the front yard. Somebody was getting ready to go to work. Like they gotta go in let me get my coffee or whatever before I fucking get on my motorcycle. It was like a crotch rocket. I'm not a fucking motorcycle person.
Nobody's drinking coffee on a crotch rocket.
Yeah,
I have my motorcycle license. That's damn near
I don't know, what were they getting
Was
then?
it more of a scooter type thing?
No, bro. It was
Whoa.
He forgot his phone or some shit. You ain't bringing a hot beverage on the bike with you.
Yeah, okay, maybe not. But even cell phones back then were not that. I forgot to give my honey a kiss before I left. Whatever the fuck it was. I don't know. He went inside, and this poor guy, in that amount of time, fucking lesbian drug dealer chick that was cool as fuck. That's just how I don't.
You're gonna blame the lesbians for this?
Of course.
She's like, hey, do you know how to ride a motorcycle? And I was like, no, I don't. Because I don't. I fucking never have. And she's like, all right, get behind the fucking wheel right now with this truck. I'm like, what? She's like, get over here. And she got out. She fucking just jumped on whoever's motorcycle that was in the yard. Fucking took off. I had to follow her behind as she took the fucking motorcycle somewhere. In the car. And I'm like, what? Now I got all the drugs with me in the car by myself. She stole that. She fucking went up. I followed her. She got rid of it. Took me home and fucking.
Wait, she got rid of it.
She didn't want to keep it.
She dropped it to
no,
the chop shop.
The
That's
chop
what
shop.
happened.
She fenced it
So
up.
you forget where it was going.
It was like this. Here's the funny, the weirdest thing about that is like, oh my god, what the fuck is she gonna do with this now? She's like, yeah, money. There, it was gone.
So you must have just started heroin then, where you didn't know that she was gonna steal this bike off the street, sell it immediately.
No, I wasn't at that level of hanging out with that caliber.
Of lesbian.
Addicts, yeah.
Yeah, most lesbians that
We're a lot nicer back
right,
in the
right.
day.
Maybe a pack of gum and they steal from the store. No motorcycle lesbian.
They're the best kind.
Yeah. So I didn't know that. No, this is like an upper echelon of fucking criminals from hanging out with me, dude. They were cool as hell, you know? But I was freaking out, and so it was that quick. She took the motorcycle away. Somebody gave her some loot. It was gone. She ended up taking me home, and fucking, the night was that, like, it was a wrap. I went to bed and thought about, holy fucking
I can't
shit.
believe that you didn't get any of this. You didn't get any benefit out of this for all the work you had to put in. Like, she just fenced it, and you didn't get any money out of it?
No, actually, I mean, you were talking this a while ago, and I was on a lot of drugs.
Right, so your memory's
So
not.
when you say that, And I loved. I think they were cool as shit.
Mm.
I almost said love them.
Well, they asked you to help them steal a car, so I don't know if they were that
cool. No. First of all, it's gross. Okay.
Lesbians are gross, Todd.
I know sex is gross. Okay, and they were very. No, I wasn't sexually attracted to them or anything. All right, I mean a little. I'm sexually attracted to everybody. I think. All right. I mean, over the age of fucking 18.
Oh, you did not need to specify that, but thank you.
He does. He has a son.
If he did, you might have to. Yeah.
You can't have a 8-year-old son and put
Phil,
that on the
Phil's
internet.
a sexy man. I could say Phil's a sexy man.
We didn't think, but we didn't think you were trying to.
Oh, well, now I feel comfortable. Yeah, that's what I needed to hear.
No, I'm trying to give you confidence. We have a lot of people that come on here. I've met a lot of comics who are here that fucking don't have half the confidence that Phil doesn't. I can already tell.
No, yeah, definitely feels confident.
Yeah,
all the flattery. I love it.
It's the music, dude. It's because it's the musician in you. So, anyways, that was my story. I was an accessory to stealing a motorcycle, and I was fucking scared as shit, dude. But I made it out safe, and I do think, she gave me some heroin. Dude,
Did you?
I think she gave me some heroin.
I would hope there's like a tipping mechanism that goes along with that.
No, I believe
exactly.
I believe she did give me some cash or something.
Yeah, you came with $10 and you left with $25 worth of heroin, right?
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm sure she hooked me up. But it wasn't much. It was like $60 for something that I think something like that. It wasn't like this huge amount. It was like $60 for basically almost could have gotten arrested and fucking.
So you helped a lady ruin this man's life on the way to work for essentially $25.
And potentially ruined his own because she was on the motorcycle and he was just driving the car with all the drugs that weren't even his in it.
That's right. You know what? I don't like lesbians anymore now that I'm talking about this.
Yes, that is the
I'm putting them all in one basket.
That is the takeaway you should have now. My new attitude is all in one basket, Todd, dude. So fucking cutting them off. No, I'm kidding. Yeah,
they were
Todd
great
will
people.
Be proud.
I loved them, actually. They did. They were awesome.
You're there now. You're back to love.
I'm back to love, dude. Yeah.
I like it.
Like rainbow love. Not like love, but whatever.
We didn't need that.
Did you see my face when you said rainbow love? I think rainbow love.
We got the message.
Okay. I get heavy-handed. Calm down.
Yeah. All right. Why don't you go ahead, Phil?
Oh, okay.
Maybe if you need to warm up,
we
can jump right in. I'm
gonna take it. All right. So first of all, can we take a guess between us whether do you think that Phil robbed somebody? I mean, you probably already know. So I'm gonna ask Sherelle. Do you think that Phil robbed, or do you think that Phil robbed somebody else? Like, do you think he got robbed?
You know that I have a video of him. This motherfucker didn't rob nobody.
He didn't.
I just don't believe it in my heart. I feel like I would. I feel like he's the kind of dude where I would need to tie my shoes and I just hand him my baby. Like that's the thing. I think I just hand it, and be like, "Hey man, I'm gonna be down here for like 10 minutes. Do what you got to do." Like I feel like that's the kind of guy I'm looking at. So I think he was robbed from.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah,
you did steal a baby.
I typically don't hold babies, but yeah, aside from that. So it was basically, this is back, I grew up in the Midwest, so I grew up in like central Illinois, outside of Champaign, if anybody knows the worst college football team in the world, Fighting Illini. Yeah, it's
I have no idea there, but but
please,
cool.
Nobody ever does that. They're the worst fucking team in the world. But so I grew up in St. Joseph, Illinois, outside of that, like this little sticks town, just hillbilly kind of thing. But all my friends lived in Champaign, and one of my buddies sold a lot of weed. Like he was selling like 5 to 10 pounds a week, kind of thing. And I was one of his buddies that would I had a minivan, so I was good cover. Basically, I could pick him up and drive him from place to place.
So Phil was the fucking mule.
A little bit.
You were the wheelman.
And I got free weed out of it, so it was great. You know, it had its perks. It sounds a lot like what you did with the heroin story, but a lot less slow. Like the stakes are a little lower in this one.
Yeah, he could have smoked as much as he wanted to of the product and not died.
Yeah.
You could sit out whatever high horse you'd like to, Phil, but you know what? In America, against the law is against the law.
We love heroin, but that's not where he was going. Okay.
No, it's so basically what happened was he had this house and he would sell out of the house basically, and so we would hang out there. He liked to play music. His name was Billy. Also, he liked to play music. He had this basement, so he had like a little studio set up, and I would just go over there, hang out. We'd smoke, do whatever. And one night, he never really took house calls unless he got a call. Like nobody came up knocking, right? Like that was out of the norm. But one night we were all hanging. It was me, Jack, this dude Jack, and Billy. Jack was in his band.
Dude, those are the coolest fucking names. You're hanging out I'm hanging out with Jack and Billy. You know what I mean?
They're all American names.
Why would you look at me and say they were the coolest? Those are not the coolest names I've ever heard.
Phil, Jack, and Billy. It sounds like a psycho Billy band. What? It's not great.
Or half the Grateful Dead members.
And that's actually why Todd is so pumped right now.
Yeah, that's probably why I'm over here.
Duke on. Yeah.
I'm
sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm following.
We're all hanging out, and then there's a knock on the door. So this is in the basement that that we're recording and getting high and doing whatever. And knocks on the door. Billy thinks it's out of character, but like it's 2 flights up, and there's like a little so on the stairs going down. Then there's like the little landing, and then there was a cutout that you could see the landing from the basement, so you could see people's feet, right? So he goes up the first, goes up the second, and then we hear him open the door. We hear a little bit of somebody's talking, but we can't hear what they're saying. Next thing we know, we just hear a bunch of thudding, and then Billy's face down on the ground on the second, on the landing, and we can see him through the thing, but we can't see anybody else. So he's kind of a jackass. We just thought he was being an idiot and fell over himself again, you know. And so he gets
Billy
up.
always falls asleep outside.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be the first time. Yeah, so he. So he stands up, and then he's like got this serious look on his face. He comes down the stairs, and he's like, "Stop laughing! Stop fucking laughing!" And then he walks in, and he's followed by 2 guys with masks, and they both got like 9mm. They walk in like that. Yeah, so it's our nice chill evening has been very much ruined at this point. It was kind of like oh hey guys, how you? Nope, you're not fun. All right, cool.
Man.
And then they made us lay on the ground, face down, empty your pockets, do that whole thing. But one of them was pro. The other one, clearly it was his first time. Like he was shaking, visibly shaking with a gun, which is the worst guy to have a gun. At that point,
the pro when you got somebody with a gun in your face.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And he left. So the pro takes Billy out, so that they can go, loot his fucking room. And then it's me and Jack face down with this nervous motherfucker. It's like I'm pretty sure we could take him, but I don't trust. That's an itchy trigger finger. You know what I mean? That's gonna go off in a second's time if anybody moves.
Oh yeah.
And it felt like it took forever. And we could hear him yelling at Billy the whole time. And Billy's Nicaraguan, so he's getting called the N-word left and right. And we're just this is really uncomfortable on a lot of levels.
No. Please take everything we have, but can you just stop being racist?
Right. Look, us white guys down here are uncomfortable with what you are doing upstairs. Could you leave? Yeah. It was weird. It felt like it took forever, but in reality, I was smoking a cigarette and I had put it down because obviously he wasn't going to let me just relax and continue smoking. Oh yeah, I like to view this like a French movie. You know what I mean? Very slow.
Yeah.
So I'm watching this thing burn down right next to my face, and it completely burned down, and then they were gone, just fucking gone. They took everything, took 5 pounds of weed, I don't know how much money, but they took his whole safe box and everything out with them. I don't know if he gave him the. Yeah, I mean,
that was that.
No, I picked up the cigarette, immediately hit it, and was like, "That tastes like carpet. That's fucking gross." Yeah. So it was a bad time, right?
Nobody got hurt though. Nobody got hurt.
Nobody got hurt.
Feelings and fucking hurt like a motherfucker.
We were shook. We'll say we were shook. Nobody got high after that. The vodka came out. That was kind of how it went. At this point, we're vodka. Yeah, I mean, it's better at calming nerves in my experience, especially since weed was the cause of us having to go through that. You don't really want to
jump
right
back
at it.
Work for him, right? You were just a friend that you could sometimes just pop him in the back of the van and take him wherever.
Yeah, so exactly. I wasn't like an associate.
That night to give him a ride, or were you guys just oh, come over and hang out, let's smoke a bowl.
Who else was there? It was you, Jack, and
that happened.
Yeah, so we were just hanging out, because I was in a band, he was in a band, we used to play together. It was me, Jack, and Billy. Yeah. And he has roommates, but none of them are here. There's because the way the house was set up, it was a duplex, but it was they had an entryway that you could get into either. There was one house on one side, one on the other, and the light was broken in the middle, so they could hang out in there waiting for the right moment, right? So they waited until everybody was gone, like went through the back, hung out there for a minute, and then made their move, apparently. But they got away. It was all good. You know, they did the whole, like, stay down for 15 minutes, otherwise we're coming back in shooting. It's like, we're in the base. How are you going to see if we move? You know what I mean? Like,
How long did you guys wait before you got up? That's the question.
About 5 minutes. Yeah, it was enough to be like, I feel like this is enough time. They're probably gone.
Right.
They got everything.
You already committed a crime. You're going to wait for 15 more minutes to make sure everybody stays down.
It's like hide and seek when like you're trying to move during hide and seek and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can't really get away. And so that's the first time that this happened, right? So a month later, I'm still hanging out with Billy because we're great friends and I make awesome decisions. So, like, we're all hanging out, same house, right? And he's got like 5 people over this time because he's not feeling safe in his own quarters anymore, you know. So like,
does he have security?
What security? No,
like a guy at least.
No, just five more friends to get held up. That's all he did.
Yeah.
He invited 2 more people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it was supposed
some
to
more
make him feel
defenseless
safe.
white kids that are just going to sit there to get robbed.
Well, Jack was supposed to be the protector because he's like a jacked Puerto Rican kid, but he turns out not as tough as he liked to think he was.
Okay.
Damn.
But you know, Jack's great.
So what do you mean? So what happened again?
So it happened again. So basically, after that, he's having like a mini party because all his roommates are out of town. But one of his roommates sells like nickels and dimes. You know what I mean? So he'd buy like a quarter and then like sell out like a 20 bag to people and shit.
Yeah.
So like
that's a lot of traffic. That's a lot of traffic coming through, dude.
Exactly. So like even after all his shit got stolen, like he couldn't re-up. Like he couldn't get any more product because he got all his money taken too, and he was like working half on a front. So like there was nothing he could do. But his roommate Jake wouldn't stop selling like these little piddly ass bags, so they assumed that it was still happening.
He blew up the spot, as I think is what they say. I think that's what the kids say.
Yeah,
is he blew up the spot.
So that's exactly. So he kept doing it, and then one night we're all hanging out, and Billy is now passed a no smoking cigarettes in the house rule. So I was about to go down to the basement to smoke, and he's like, "No, don't do that. Go out front." So I open the front door. And then there's just a gun in my face again.
No.
It was and this time they brought a third dude. So like they didn't even knock this time. It was just like the timing was so perfect of like they were about to knock. I open the door and it's just like, oh hey fellas, you remember the routine. Come on in.
I remember you. Get on the ground, bud. Can you do that again?
They bring you a coffee. They're like, eat cream and sugar? Yeah.
Like, I mean, I had my wallet and my phone out of my pockets before I even got on the ground. Like, here you go. I know you're going to put them on the table. Just fucking take them. Like,
Phil, how you doing this morning, man? Hey, I'm doing good. All right, give it to me.
So they brought a third guy back because apparently they had noticed there were a couple extra cars there. But the nervous guy this time, he seemed a lot more confident. So I feel like they've been doing this a lot, you know?
Nice.
Like they'd broken him in or whatever. But this time it was weird because there's 5 of us and everybody's just like, what are we doing? Like, we outnumber them very clearly. We have nothing. Like, what are they going to take?
One of us might get shot, but we won't die. Like,
yeah.
let's do it.
Yeah, but they had a gun. You know what I mean? That's fucking.
I take a gunshot to the ankle.
An ankle, but you don't know if that's too dangerous. Just
that's why you juke and jive and try as hard as you can.
The thing is, it's the people, your people, bro. And I'm only saying this because I love you, Phil. But your friends sound fucking like they were doing some stupid, dumb shit. Dude.
Oh yeah, we were 19, 20 years old at the time.
Yeah, for sure.
They weren't smart. I mean, they I think most of them went on to be like painters, like house painters, not artsy kinds.
A lot of potheads do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm never hiring anybody to paint shit.
No, it's good. They're great. They get into it, dude. Dude, you want a pothead to fucking paint your shit, dude. They're really good at it.
Not if anybody gonna roll up on my house with a gun. Hell no, I don't. I will mismatch that shit myself. I'm all right.
I don't know if the robbers were painters.
So wait, if he wasn't able to re-up after the first robbery, what were they able to even walk away with during the second robbery?
So the second robbery, I shit you not, like, so Jake did have a little bit, like, they got about an eighth of weed. And they and they took a jar full of pennies. That was it. So they were really needing this money. Apparently, they got what they could. I think they stole 1 of 3 bongs as well. That's it.
Was it the same robbers?
Yeah, it was the same dude. Like, so we found out later that this guy, his name, I shit you not, he went by Lil Rob. That was his fucking name. On the street, that was his fucking name. And he was like bragging about it to people.
Because he only robbed eighths at a time.
Oh my god! Yeah, I don't. Apparently, he'd been talking about it on the street or whatever. That's how we found out. I have no idea. But the second time, Billy was so convinced that he was in the right and that this was egregious, he fucking called the cops. No, called the police, and they came over, and he's like, "They robbed me," and they're like, "What did he take?" And he's just like, "Some pennies." Like, I don't know, man.
All right, we'll keep an eye on all the coin stars in the immediate vicinity.
Right.
Like, meanwhile, the cops like, dude, I know you sell weed.
Yeah, like he's looking
all
around.
the cops already know they sell. Like, it's like he's worried about. You don't want to bring more cops to your fucking joint, dude.
Yeah, I mean, there's 3 of them rummaging through the entire house. Like, can you tell me if that was here? Did that move? Did that thing? What happened? And it's just like, he's looking at a wall full of bongs, dude. Are you a fucking idiot? Why did you let him in here?
Did you ever find out who it was?
The guy that did
Rob.
it? Yeah, it was Lil Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, like, did you find out why? How he was connected or anything?
I don't know. Like, that was beyond my pay grade. You know what I mean? Like, it's just I just stopped hanging out at that house. That's what I did.
So you figure out what's happening.
Somebody's a rat in that fucking crew, man.
Sure. Well,
Billy was a rat.
Billy was getting into like Xanax and like all that kind of like pill
Billy
shit.
was
So
a rat.
like,
He's got
Billy's
through some.
fucking Pulsifer.
You start dealing.
his
Billy
friends
Pulsifer
started getting on
dealing
that
with
shit. Yeah,
shady. Started dealing with more shady folk.
yeah.
then,
So
you
somebody
know what?
gave him up. Yeah,
Yeah.
Did you stop hanging out with Billy after that?
yeah. It became less frequent.
Like, hey man, I just need weed. My mom needs help though. I can't stay to smoke. Like,
No, I knew this nice Catholic boy named Brandon. I switched to his services after that.
There you go.
much safer.
Yeah.
Like your
and
brain.
also shout out to Lil Rob, man. I hope that he's grown. I hope that he's doing better.
Yeah.
Still living 8th by 8th, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I hope that he's like,
doing
you
great.
know.
Yeah,
I hope that he's doing better.
He's
Rob
from
is
what I
doing
heard, he
okay.
moved
His
on to
roommate
cars
sucks.
and whatnot. Yeah, so I think he's doing just fine, or maybe he's not. I don't know. Maybe that's how we found out he was stealing cars. Now it's because he's not doing so great. I don't know. But yeah, so the cops,
he
that
steals
was
a
a whole
tire.
fucking thing. They
He
made
steals
us go
another
down
tire.
to the station after that shit.
They did for the pennies.
All of you, the witnesses too?
Because they knew something was up, and it was like I was trying to. Everybody else left, and they're like, "We need one guy that doesn't live here to stay
Oh,
here." And I was just like, "Dude,
no.
fuck you!" Like, I don't want to stay. And they're like, "Well, your dad was a cop. That should help." And I'm like, "No, that's gonna make things so much worse for me. What the fuck are you
Yeah.
talking
I
about?"
might get off, but my dad will beat me to death.
Right? Yeah. So anyway, like they took us down and they just gave us the fucking 3rd degree. Like I said, Jack, Puerto Rican, and Billy was Nicaraguan. So they did not treat us very well. They didn't treat
Not
me.
even you.
No, they didn't even talk to me. They just kept me off to the side. They went after those two entirely.
So you got the
'Cause-
best treatment. They were
yeah.
like, "We're not even. You can sit here, bud. Do you
Right.
want some water, a donut? What do you want?"
White privilege, baby.
Right. Hey, you
Yeah.
kid, you need a Coke or something?
He's like, "Yeah, I watched my friends get beat half to death, but it was cool. I had donuts."
I will say they didn't put their fingers on him, but they really wanted to. You could tell there was one Irish guy that was really not happy
Always
that there
the
was a
Irish.
white kid involved. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It did
know better.
For Billy and Jack, it worked out to their favor. For mine, not so much. For the cop, I think we saved him a job too, which might not be the best thing.
Damn. What? That's fucking wild twice, dude. I remember I was once I was at a spot. I'll say this story real quick because this is just how much of a fucking dumb I am sometimes, dude. Is I went up to this spot because I went up there to get some fucking. I think it was heroin. It wasn't weed. I think it was heroin. And I'm standing there and I'm just waiting, like chilling, dude, chilling. And then I just see some people come in, some people leave. And the one dude's like, "Yo," he's like, "We just got robbed, right? You didn't see them with all them guns come in there, fucking at the gun and take all that shit? No, we ain't got nothing no more." I was like, "Oh, all right, dog. I'll come back later." Like I had no.
You think they can re-up that fast?
Yeah, so you mean what, like an hour and a half or something? I don't know, probably, dude. I mean, at that point, I was just like, "Pfft, "You're lost, man."
You know, you're like, do you
I was
see?
like, who
You're
took
like,
it? I need
do
to go
you
to
see
their
which
house.
way they went? Can I follow them?
Yeah. So who would be the most likely to rob you? Oh shit, yeah. So I just feel I'd throw that in there because I remember being oblivious, just like fucking.
Oh, well, honestly, I might not have noticed either. I never done heroin, but I'm just that dumb. I wouldn't have noticed the guns.
I would have noticed.
Yeah. I mean, I was keeping my head down. I wasn't like I'm there going, fucking make it. Hey, what's going on? Going over there, fucking petting the dog, fucking. You
Todd,
know?
I would like to see you go into a drug house and keep your head down. I can't imagine any less energy than what you have right now. I think it would be not keeping your head down.
Well, I see when this is sober Todd though, dude. That's my
heroin
sober
Todd
Todd
mellow.
energy. Whew, whole lot different than heroin energy, Todd.
I don't want to see heroin Todd either.
I
so
kind of
just keep
do.
amping
You
it
do?
up.
I kind of do.
Dude, that's what we're gonna for our year special. I'll fucking
Yeah.
And then I'll quit. No,
Turn in that chip, baby.
he doesn't have it.
Yeah, nah, fuck that. No. But yeah, heroin Todd energy was probably whack. I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
drugs are whack.
It's
you
dark.
You can just
Heroin-
be hanging out smoking weed and apparently
You can't-
get held up at gunpoint twice. That's wild.
I know.
I've been smoking weed for like 20 years. I never
Never.
had a gun in my face. Oh my
You
God,
never
that's
lived
so
in the
scary.
hard streets of suburban Illinois.
I've been in suburban a lot of places. Most of the white kids play fair. They'll jump you on a bicycle, but nobody got a gun.
Yeah, but weed game gets weird, man. When you start getting these kids that like want to be fucking like start gang banging with like,
Like
over
narcos or some
a
shit?
few pounds of weed, they think it's all you know what I mean? So
The area I was at is like it's only like 2 hours south of Chicago, and we're on the south side of it. So like a lot of like family south side kind of shit goes back and forth. Like there's a lot of people if shit gets hot here, they come to where we're at. Where we're at, if it gets hot there, they go back up.
So there was still like a drug market, like in that area.
There's
to
like
be
a whole
watched.
gang vibe
Phil
that
was
goes
wilding
along
out,
with
dude.
stuff. Yeah,
Phil was wilding out, man.
I mean,
hear
I was
Illinois
pretty
and
chill.
Michigan are a lot rougher than you think.
What's that?
I said I've heard that Illinois and Michigan are a little bit rougher than you think.
Oh yeah,
Just from
they're
the state
not.
name. Like there's a lot of shit that goes down in them states.
They're not like it's not like Indiana Midwest or something like that. That's a different kind of Midwest. That's like all straight up hillbilly. Like around
People
Chicago
never seen
and
black people before.
yeah, it's like once you get around Chicago and there's more urban areas, you got St. Louis down to like the southwest, and then you got Chicago right above you. That's kind of like a middle ground between those two cities. Like shit passes between those two places, and we're a
Phil's
natural
gangster, I
stop
think,
along
is-
the way.
I think he's part of a gang. Is what he's trying to say.
No, he's tough.
He's
He can handle
And
his
he tried to
shit.
say before, like, nah, dude, I was chill. It's always the dudes that are like chill that will just fucking
He's
pull
the
out a credit
founder
card.
of
No,
the Crips.
I believe in my heart that Phil is chill. I think he
What, like,
makes
is it
bad
rhymes, dude?
decisions in terms of
Because it
friends.
rhymes. You think that's why. Nice.
I have his mother's point of view. She's like, Philip, you could do better. Billy's gonna get you in trouble.
Billy did get you in trouble.
Why do
Yeah.
you think I ended up hanging out with nice boys like RJ once I moved to New York?
Yeah. Speaking of RJ, I think it's a perfect little segue to go over and
I would
talk
literally
about
hang out with him every day of my life if I wanted to feel safe. No offense, RJ.
with RJ. I mean,
Yeah.
who's gonna protect? Yeah,
Nobody needs to
You-
protect me. What trouble
That's what-
is he getting into?
dude.
Listen,
we're gonna find out right now,
I've
aren't
pissed
we?
some people off on NBA 2K Online. So
See?
there's
Oh my
some
God. You see what I mean?
We're getting into some hard shit over here.
Yeah, he's hateable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, speaking of RJ,
Yeah, I'll
you-
dive in. So
I think you should dive in.
it's a kind of a long story. I'll sum it up a little bit here, and we are gonna have to like cut out some names, but we'll do that.
We get it.
Could you change the names for the fucking whatever the blah blah blah?
Sure.
They're not
All right.
Pulsifers.
So
Pulsifer, dude.
Pulsifer. That's good. Okay. So like the year after I got out of college, there was a local comic, Ralph Pulsifer,
Ralph Pulsifer.
who like he was involved in a game show company
No
that
way.
worked out of Grand Rapids, Pulsifer. That's the state. I can't
Yeah.
technically name the
Sure.
Okay.
Real sneaky there.
Yeah,
Very.
listen, man. I moving back up to Rochester has really made me on my A game here. So,
I like this version. I like cornball RJ. It's working really
oh
well.
yeah, I'm very loose up here. I'm very nervous in New York.
Yeah. So I'm following. So this game company that fucking
So yeah, they ran like game shows at colleges around the country, and they would have
Ralph-sifer.
comics. Ralph-sifer was basically one of the comics who introduced me to this company. And basically, they would have you go around to colleges around the country. Like I went out to South Dakota and Iowa and up to
Wow.
like Vermont and stuff like that.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Hot ticket cities.
It's a lot of shit.
Oh my God! Yeah, I stayed in a town without a cell phone signal for 5 nights, and
yeah.
it was
How were the
Spearfish,
games?
South Dakota. If you ever want to go there,
Spearfish.
Wow.
yeah.
So were the gigs good?
No, because they weren't stand-up gigs.
No, I mean I know.
It was a game show.
I understand that.
And the game show,
cornballish, but you can still have fun with it.
Right. Okay. So I guess like they were as fun as they could be. I had to be clean, so that was that was a different tact for me.
Right,
but like it was
right.
fun. I got through it. The problem was that the game show itself was called the Money Tree. So like it was basically like you put the kids in the crowd through like a bunch of mini games.
Okay.
And then if
Like
they
Double
won
Dare.
the mini games, essentially, they would get to choose. They would get to come up, and there's a rotating Christmas tree that had $5 bills attached to it.
Okay.
And they had to take as many $5 bills off the
How
tree.
fast did this tree fucking whiz around, bro?
Not that fast, but like
Okay.
they had to wear gloves. And
They wear
there was-
gloves.
Yeah, there was a whole thing.
Funny gloves?
Not funny gloves.
Like-
What would a funny glove be?
I don't know, like those big Hulk gloves. Maybe they had a grab off
Oh
with that or
no
something?
They were like gardening gloves. It was
Oh.
supposed to like make it more difficult so that I wasn't, because it was my money that I had to put on the tree.
I feel like this is a key
No, it
factor to
wasn't.
this
Like,
story.
Out of
Yeah,
your pocket?
Out of my
Was
bank.
that in the contract?
Yeah, that was in
They
the
were like, bring at
contract.
least 150 every
Yeah.
shit.
No,
Oh,
I
so
had-
that's the theft part of this story, right?
Yes,
That's
already.
the first theft
I
part
mean,
of it. Yeah.
I see where this story is going, and oh my God, Ralph-Sifer fucking. He's booking
and
you.
the thing is,
Ralph-Sifer's
like,
booking you.
yeah. So, and that was the thing is like, I was right out of college. Like, I was just, I was like, fuck, I'm like a year out of college. I'm like kind of doing comedy on the road by myself. Like, it was a nice feeling. So, like, I kind of looked past the thing where I was putting up $200 a night for college
night.
kids.
That's how much you.
Don't make that this weekend.
And they didn't always grab $200 a night, but you had to make sure the branches were covered. So like there had to be a certain amount of fives on there.
Right, and if it was a chick and you were like kind of lonely, you would let her grab a couple extra fives.
No,
dude.
because like the guy, Mr. Senior Pulsifer, like made it very clear, like I can't bang any of the ladies at the colleges because I'm there to,
So you didn't
do
even
a
get
job.
the fringe benefit of possibly meeting a lady along the
and
way.
there were like a couple that like made themselves interested, and I was like, but I'm trying to
Wow.
do my job.
Which
you
worked
know,
in your favor.
clearly in the end, yeah. When we get to the end of the story, you'll see how
yeah.
turning down Poon worked in my favor.
I mean, when you say it like
call it
that,
poon.
I'm
I don't
glad
think
that
you were
nobody.
getting there anyway.
That's what I'm saying. It's like nobody's giving it. You all right? Whatever.
I feel like the
Hey,
guy
girlie,
should have
you got
heard you
some
say
poon for
poon and
me?
been like, you know what, you can fuck whoever you want. It's fine. Like, you need this.
You need this.
That should have been my first line when I walked on stage. You'd be like, "Hey, I'm RJ. I'm looking for some Poon after the show." All right, so I start in like fall 2015. It gets to like early winter 2016, and I haven't gotten a paycheck for like my last 3 shows.
You've gotten
So-
paychecks up till that point.
I had
though.
gotten
You have been
paychecks up till
reimbursed.
that
How
point,
much were
but
they
I hadn't
paying
gotten.
you?
It was anywhere from like $700 to $1,000 a show.
Okay, all right.
And you had to put up 200 at the front for the money tree.
Right.
That
And-
actually doesn't sound as dumb as I thought you were.
Right. I thought you were
I
getting
would've
paid like
taken that.
$50
Yeah.
a gig, and they're like, "Yeah,
Oh,
by the way,
no,
like
no,
just
it
take out a
was-
loan before you go on this."
Yeah, no, I wasn't part of a pyramid scheme or anything. Like,
That's what it sounded like for a second.
no, I can see why you think that. It might have been at the end of the day, but like there wasn't. I was getting compensated,
Yeah, no,
or
that
I was
sounds
supposed to
worthwhile.
be
Yeah.
compensated.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah,
okay.
but in the meantime,
No.
you were selling lip gloss. Like, if you sell enough lip gloss, you get that caddy, right?
Yeah, no,
Right.
it was knives. I went with knives, cutlery. Yeah.
See, all right, okay.
So it gets to like January, like 2016, and I haven't seen a paycheck in a couple weeks. And I'm thinking like, all right, maybe it's Christmas, maybe there's other shit to go on. So I start emailing the guy and calling the guy, and he starts blaming it on his secretary having health problems, being in the hospital, and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, but people are still getting money, so like you can cut a check. But I'm like, all right, whatever. Goes on another month or so, and then he schedules me to go down to like South Carolina, Texas, and Arkansas.
But he still
for 3
hasn't
more
paid you from
shows.
before.
And he still owes me like 3 or 4 shows from the past
and
year.
what's that? What's the total for that?
About $2,000.
That's especially when you're right out of college, dude.
Yeah.
That's a fucking.
And
That's
I was
a lot,
living with
man.
my
American
parents.
comedian.
And I was living with my parents still. I was trying to get out of my
What a
parents' house.
Pulsifer.
Yeah, so all right, yeah, we're only about halfway through. I'm gonna try and power through. So basically,
okay.
He stops paying me, and I tell him I'm not gonna do these shows in Texas, South Carolina, Arkansas until you pay me. So then, like at the shows, the dates of the shows come and go, and he starts canceling checks that I had already cashed for shows like from the previous year.
What do you mean he did one of them?
He went like I looked at my bank account and had negative $800
but if you
one
already
day.
cashed
You can
those.
cancel a check post cash.
Apparently so.
What, dude?
Yeah.
So you
Learn
get
something today.
Yeah.
how long? That can only be for how long?
So that I found out that he was canceling my checks in like April. And then I legitimately started to sue him at that point on my own. Like I like went through the Grand Rapids court and all that shit.
my
You
God.
would've- yeah, if you would have won.
Well,
like,
the thing it sucks
So
is
you
like
got to go to
I
you got a
made,
lawyer and all that shit.
So here's the first step. I made
I know the first
8
step.
cents more. Yeah, I'm sure you do. I made 8 cents more than what you could make to get a public defender. So like in my salary, so I couldn't get a public defender,
Rich.
and I was only owed about $2,500. So I couldn't find a lawyer that was willing to take on the case for such a low amount of money.
But the money you were making, you really weren't making because you weren't getting paid for the work you were making. So really, you weren't making that. Anyways,
yeah, you were many 8 cents under your
Yeah,
pay at that
I
point.
was-
because they're going by what you get paid, but really, you weren't even
haven't
getting
been paid.
paid what you were supposed.
I had only sued for the paychecks I hadn't for the shows I had completed that I had proof
Well, what
of
about the checks that
completion.
were in your account that the motherfucker?
Yeah, that was part of it too, because I had signatures and proof from the colleges that I had performed a show there.
Wow, that's fucking some. See, piss taking advantage of people like that, dude.
And I wasn't the first comic
Were
who
you
did
as
it to
cynical
either.
as you are now before?
No.
Like,
Last.
did that
No.
really cynicalize you?
This and the Tom Willard thing is what
Cynical-
made me
did it
the
cynicalize
RJ
you?
you know now. Yeah.
I mean, pulsifer.
It pulsified me.
Really?
It pulsified me for sure. This and the Boulder
Wow.
What if
situation.
we did
but
just name drop him on this? He would just sue. Go on and
Bill
sue
Smith.
me, bitch. I ain't got nothing but dog turds in my pocket.
We're gonna
so what do
bleep
you
this out.
want?
It's the Smith agency
No, I don't
out
know.
of
I don't know.
Michigan.
I don't.
But basically, I got a lawyer. I found a lawyer that,
That
had
sounds like
worked-
you could have. That was if you made a name up. That's exactly what it would have sounded like.
Bill's, yeah, right.
Wait, what was his name?
Bill Smith.
I'm seeing a connection here.
Bill Pulsifer.
Billy.
Oh yeah, no, but this guy was very white. He was not Nicaraguan. So what was I saying? Oh, I found a lawyer who had worked,
sounded
who had
racist,
sued
man.
this guy in the past and won for a different comic in the past. So I'm like, okay, great. And he said he's going to work on contingency.
Wait,
which,
this lawyer.
yeah,
It's like I've sued the comics for doing this shit before.
yeah. He was the head of his own firm. Like he had worked with performers that had specifically sued Bill Smith and the agency for not
Was somebody that
paying
had
before.
So
already
this
had
dude's
success
like, oh, I
with
know Bill
what he
Smith.
was-
Yes.
Wait, that's his real name or not his real name?
It is his real name.
Fuck.
Yeah.
How'd you
Okay,
find
that's
this
so
guy?
Google and then
honestly-
go 3,000 entries.
No,
I
you,
don't-
you know what it was is that I reached out to like a bunch of comics that had worked with Bill Smith in the past, and then I just kind of started asking them what they had done about
Maybe
it, and
just
then
stop saying
one
so I
of
have
them.
to beep it every time, please.
All right, sorry. I reached out to Pulsifer, and they told me the guys that, or I found out the guys that had worked with Pulsifer in the past, and
Yes.
basically I just found out like what they did from there, and the people who took action versus the people who didn't, and
You know
that
what,
was how I found 'em.
RJ? Did you get your money back in the end?
No, because
Oh.
my lawyer.
You went through all
My
this
lawyer-
shit.
Yeah,
I was wondering if the
I
end-
promise we're right at the end. We're right at the end. So we're about
Can you
6
laugh
weeks
about it
out.
now?
No,
Let
because
him
I
finish.
haven't been able to make this into a bit yet because it still pisses me off. But like we're 6 weeks out from the hearing. Like I'm supposed to go out to Grand Rapids and show up in court and present my side with my lawyer. About 6 weeks out from it, I get a call from the lawyer's office from his secretary, who I'd never spoken to before. I'd only ever spoken with my lawyer, saying that my lawyer had just died of lung cancer.
My God.
The one that's like this that knows what's up
Who
with
knew?
Billy.
Who had the game plan? He had everything. He withdrew the bank records. Yeah,
Will. Oh,
I should have.
Pulsifer, I mean,
I should
damn
have.
it.
But you know, I was fucking pissed because like every single time we talked on the phone, he was coughing. Like
Wow.
through all of our conversations. So
need
I
a
feel like
lozenge, bud?
I should have known something was
Yeah,
up.
or Billy
It
Pulsifer
was
fucking killed him.
pre-COVID, so there
Yeah,
was no
well, it
reason
could've
for
Billy
been that.
Pulsifer fucking got sick of this dude
But
coming after his ass.
he was the head of the firm. So the firm
firm
shut
goes
down,
down.
The whole
after
thing.
this dude kicked it. So then I had to find in 6 weeks before my court date, I had to find a different lawyer who was willing to take on a low money case. So eventually I did. He got a settlement, which was that I was supposed to be paid less money than I was owed and sign an NDA. But I was never paid all the money that I was owed even through the court agreement. So that's why I'm just kind of talking about it now.
Wow.
Because they never held up their
Then.
end.
They didn't hold up their end.
That's what I'm saying.
March down Wall Street with whatever.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Oh no, this did happen.
This is all stories. Thank you. Thank you for your story. Thank you for your story that I don't believe at all, and I think that it's all fake.
Okay.
How about you find those other guys that got screwed over, and you guys just do a class action, right?
So that one of them came to me after I started my initial lawsuit,
Welcome
and
to
I
the
was
Law
like,
Talk podcast.
I don't want to fucking go through this again. Like I've been through this once, and even I got so close to the finish line, and he fucking died, dude. Like we were 6 weeks out from me getting my money, and he fucking kicked it.
It's
like
a real
I'm
shame
not
there's
gonna
no
go through
Bill
that.
Smith Jr. out there just waiting to take over the mantle of fucking over this whole agency.
Fucking
He
over
only had
Irony
daughters and
comic,
they didn't care.
Oh God.
Yeah.
God
All right,
damn.
well, fuck the pulsifers.
Fuck the fucking
And fuck lung cancer while we're at it.
yeah. Fuck lung cancer, dude.
Yeah.
You
All
know,
right.
They couldn't go after fucking Willie fucking Pulsifer.
No.
You know.
Well, I tried. I tried my darndest. I was doing all the paperwork myself at first, and then his lawyer started sending shit back to
no,
me,
I
and
meant
I
him
couldn't
get
keep
cancer
up.
instead.
Oh,
like if you're
well,
gonna,
I don't know about that.
like if I was gonna wish cancer on anybody in that story, it would be the man.
I'm just gonna
scamming
piss
people.
on his grave. I don't care about how
I
he gets
can-
there.
I
Getting real
can track down Lil Rob and see if he can do a job for you if you want.
Yeah, hook me up with
That's
Lil
right.
Rob right now. I'm owed like
We should do a
$1,200
secondary
still.
theft episode, but with all the thieves.
Hey, yo,
That's what we need.
Seattle cool lesbians that I love. If you were out there and you can get this, the ones that fucking we
cool
stole.
Seattle lesbians.
Yes,
That's
dude.
kind of casting a
We
wide
need-
net.
You got to
I hope
start
you're
by
doing well.
pulling over every Subaru going down the highway.
Yeah, that's fucking that. Well, that's I almost want to say I'm sorry they're going through that because I think that's really fucked up.
Yeah.
But also,
You see why I am
damn,
the way
dude,
I
that is
am
some
now.
rough fucking. That is some rough luck, dude.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of funny that he died. I mean, you know what I mean.
And
you know?
if it happened to anybody else, it would be hilarious. Just the time, not he was a good guy. I'm not
How-
glad that a person is
can I
dead,
ju-
but the timing of it is hilarious.
Precisely.
Can I ask
Yeah.
you a question? So when you found this lawyer and you were like, holy shit, he's already sued fucking Willie Pulsifer.
Yeah.
Were you like, how happy were you at that point?
Oh, I was through the
You're like,
roof
this is-
because I was doing all this. I was doing all this paperwork. I was reading all this legal shit myself
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I didn't know, and I was like on the phone with like the Grand Rapids legal department. They were
Yeah.
trying to help me as much as they could without like directly giving legal advice, which I think is what you have to pay for or something. But yeah, it was fucking hell, dude.
I would
then
have
you
loved
call.
to
I would've
watch
did it
you
for
go
free.
through that process, though. It'd be like a retarded, beautiful mind. Like, I don't know what I'm doing here, but we got to make it work.
It was
Oh my God.
especially before I found that lawyer, that was like the most stressed I've ever been in my life.
Can that be the name of your first comedy special? A retarded, beautiful mind.
Absolutely. We'll have to crowdfund it though.
All he sees is Pez dispensers on the fucking wall. Lines of Pez dispensers.
Yeah. No, I would make the background all my all the sheets that I had signed by the colleges making proof that I completed the shows. Just as a fuck you to Pulsifer. All right.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? RJ, I love you, and I'm glad that you just laughed about it. As far as I'm concerned, dude.
Yeah, you all helped.
Yeah, thanks.
It does make me
Thanks.
like kind of see red a little bit when I'm alone and I think about it, but I'm not alone and Sherelle's titties are in my face, so it's all good.
They're not in your face. They're in the can. Oh, they are. Oh,
They're right in my
Yeah,
face.
titty alert. That's what you just heard. The titty sound. I don't know if you
Pardon
could hear.
me, Phil.
You just heard the excuse us. There's a titty hanging out sound.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna pull the dress. Here we go.
Well, you guys do your technical stuff. I got to plug in my computer real quick. It's about to die.
That's cool.
All right.
Perfect.
It's just like you plug in your computer, you can plug in your titties. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And now I'm leaning back. RJ did the heft back. I did the heft forward. And
And we're gonna come back with your.
Perfect.
You want to hop into your story here?
Yeah, it was perfect timing for your titty to pop out because I think it's time to fucking swing it on over to you. You know?
Oh,
You know
look
what I
at
mean?
that. Okay.
Boom, dude.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. So over to Sherelle.
Whoa.
Number one, you wanted to say that and do that so bad that I almost quit this podcast. But I won't because You need me.
Man, I let you. That was love, though. That was such a loving intro.
It was, and you saw how I had nothing but disdain for
No,
it.
your body said ew, but I know that your mind said yes. Right?
That got real rapey.
Okay,
Sherelle,
so
please start your story.
I got the story.
This podcast brought to you by R. Kelly. Is that what's going on here?
No, we can't say that because I'm the only brown one. They'll just
Yeah,
assume
please
it was
don't.
me pissing on people. I can't call these motherfuckers out on anything. I'm just out here just trying my best.
Kevin
Phil, trying my
Spacey,
best.
different story.
Doing a good
you know?
job.
Oh my god,
It's a lot. I listened to
Let
the
me have a
episodes
beverage.
earlier. I know.
Thank you for doing the research to know how this was gonna go.
I can hear you rolling your eyes about every 10 seconds in the previous episodes.
Thank you. I do that. Everyone's like, you don't say a lot. I'm like, oh, but if you could see my face.
It's all nonverbal communication.
Yeah.
Which is ideal for a podcast.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's either you hear her eyes moving or her titties popping out. It's one of
Okay,
those
this
two
is
sounds.
the first time. We're not going to do a 73rd callback to the titties. Yeah, I made a
I
bad
just wanted
wardrobe mistake today.
another
Usually I
roll-out
look like a
callback.
sausage lesbian. Just let me be with
That was
my titties free
that was
today.
all about the comedy and not about your titty. I'm sorry.
Todd, I got a story to tell.
Let's do it.
Hit it.
All right. So I had one where I kind of stole, because I never stole anything because I'm brown and I'm real scared of the po-po. So I got one where I felt like I kind of stole, and then I have a story where I was stolen from.
Okay.
So what y'all want to hear? Y'all,
Stolen from?
Stolen
Yeah.
from? Okay, we're going to go to stolen from then. Me kind of stealing was still fun because I felt safe.
You get into that later.
You asked us.
Nah,
we
fuck
told
that.
you.
Yeah, then let me talk about it, bitch.
She calls me bitch. So weird, right?
It feels like I have no idea why. No, he knows.
Wow.
Anyway,
I'll shut up. I'm sorry.
thank you, Todd. So the time that I was stolen from was like probably 10 years ago. I was at a bar that I frequented a lot with friends, and I didn't really want to be there all night. And I was trying to cut back on my drinking. So what I said to myself was, I'm just going to leave the house with $40. When that's done, we're done. So I show up to the bar. I didn't have a purse. I didn't have any pockets. I didn't have anything. I had $40, a bag of weed that somebody dropped off to me, and
Reasonable.
my phone.
All reasonable. That's reasonable as hell.
So those are the three things I had, and they were just on my person all the time. And this was a bar I went all the time. So I was in there with like 8 of my friends, and I had to rock a piss.
You were pulsifers?
Apparently, my friends are pulsifers. I didn't know at the time.
Oh, no.
And I had to rock a piss. So I was like, hey, y'all want to watch my shit while I go pee? And they're like, yeah, we're good. We're going to be here the whole time. And I was like, all right, it's going to be 20 seconds. Let me go. I go in and pee, and I come out, and all my shit is gone.
Jesus.
Wow.
And so I asked my friends, I'm like, what happened? Did you say, like, oh, no, it's right there? Oh. Somebody might have taken your stuff. Bitch, somebody did. I knew where it was and whatever. But I don't think they were trying to steal my phone. I think they saw me with the weed and the money and saw me tuck it under the phone, and they couldn't walk up as a stranger and, like, go through it to get what they wanted. They were just like, we're going to scoop it all up and go.
Yeah, it looks like they're just
So that's
grabbing
how
their
I
own
knew.
phone.
It was-
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
Yeah.
just keep it moving.
$40 a phone and a bag of weed is
It's
fucking...
little Rob territory
That's
in terms of
fucking-
robberies here.
I think Little Rob was in your neighborhood.
Yeah, that's,
Hey.
that's how it gets the night started usually. Yeah, gotta
Felt
get
like
the
Big
blood
Rob to me
pumping.
because I was broke. I will tell you that. It felt like Big Rob. I was like, fuck, I ain't got a phone. I was dog grooming at the time, so literally my phone was my life. All my clients texted or called me. Like, I was like, I don't have a phone.
I don't
know
get
what to
that
do.
why take someone's phone. I don't get it. Like, what the fuck are you going to do? You can't get by fucking most of the locks. You can't do shit. You just end up throwing it out in the garbage.
Well, my shit wasn't even locked
Okay,
because
that's
it
dumb.
was old and I didn't care.
Well, and
I
back
ain't-
when it was about the SIM cards and you could take the SIM cards out, you could just sell the phone, put a new SIM card in,
Right.
you're good.
Yeah,
See,
nothing
Right.
I've only had an iPhone, fellas. So
Yeah, but you can still do that
All
with
right.
SIM cards.
I didn't know you were all bougie over here. Yeah.
You know what? Not many things.
Once you kick the heroin, you have taste.
I have all this money. What do I spend it on? Yeah.
Apple products and lizards.
I wish there was something like an app. You know, how they come out with the Apple fucking shit when they present new stuff, but it was like they were selling heroin instead. You know
Oh,
what I
you mean like a Tim Cook type
like Tim Cook.
presentation?
Yeah, that's not all. You'll stay nodded out for an extra 45 minutes, you know? All right. Anyways. That's what I think in my head, you know? I want Tim Cook to sell heroin. Anyways. Sherelle, I apologize.
Oh, you fine. I was looking at your plant, figuring out where I was going to propagate it from. Therefore, I forgot where I was in my story, Todd.
Damn, why do you
No,
not?
it's all
That
right.
sounds
You had,
sexy.
it seemed like you got to the end of it. Like the guy got your phone, your bag
Yeah,
of
he
weed,
fucking
and your
stole
cash.
from me. That doesn't mean I was at the end of the story.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, that was where we were.
Yeah,
So
we're right at
he
the
took those
theft
things.
happening and you
wait a
finding
second.
out.
Yeah.
That's what it. That's
Yeah.
where we're at.
More.
Yes, there's more.
Oh.
And it's actually pretty good. So because I didn't have that much on me, I was just like, he had to have gone just for the 220s he saw or the weed. Like somebody was going for, they don't want, it was an old phone. I was like, nobody wants this old ass phone. I didn't even have it password protected. I didn't give a shit about this phone. But it was my phone. I needed it. I couldn't replace it. But I was like, who's going to steal like a fucking 15 season out phone? Somebody. And so I got my phone stolen. I freaked the fuck out. I went home and I was like crying about it because it was my business at the time. And then in my head, I was just like, it was mostly charged. You should make a Facebook post and have all your friends text and call this phone. So I did.
How'd you get on Facebook?
My laptop when I got home.
Okay. Sorry.
And so I did this. And I'm very well loved by my friends.
So you posted
And
the
they
number.
I mean,
they all
I
had-
just posted that my phone
If
was
you
stolen.
have it, call it.
And everybody had it.
Oh, how
so
blowing it
I
up.
posted this, and like I'm pretty well loved, and I was like, it's gonna be my best shot because people are at least gonna call or whatever. And I was like, he might turn it off, he might do this, that, and the third. I didn't know how it was gonna go, but as soon as I posted it, people just started blowing this phone up. They sent texts, they sent voicemails, they were calling, and it got to the point where I was like, it's not gonna work because it's too much. And then the next morning, I wake up. And from my email, because my phone wasn't locked, I had an email from myself. And I open it, and it said, your phone is down the street at the park. Because they stole it from Marshall Street, this bar. And they're like, your phone is down the street at the kids' park at the end of the street. It's under the slide. I couldn't bring it back to there because your friends are scary. And I didn't understand until I got that phone back. And I honestly, right before this, it's an old phone. I was trying to find the charger so I could read the actual text to you guys.
It was
I'm
vicious.
scared of my friends. This shit was wild. Like one of my friends was like, I hope you get gang raped in the face, and when they're done with your face, they go to your ass with no lube, and then after
Dude,
that,
that's
they
friends.
shoot you in the
God
face.
damn.
I was like,
That's
bitch,
friends.
this is like a 12-year-old Verizon phone. Calm down. We don't need to wish
It's a
that down.
Motorola Razor.
But no, it was wild.
They had to like T-text it or whatever.
Yeah, right.
You know how long that took to go A123
No,
ABC.
it was intense. It was a lot, and I honestly was trying to think of stories for this, and I had that other story about how I felt like I stole something, and I was saying this to my friend, and she's like, remember that time your phone got stolen and everybody did all this shit? And I was like, oh, I forgot about that because I didn't consider it theft because I got it back. But yeah, that happened. So
Shout
my
out
friends
to
are
your
crazy.
friends.
Don't
That's
steal from
awesome.
me because my friends
Yeah.
will end your life.
It's funny that like one
With
friend
glee.
in the beginning, your friends are like, "You're like, watch this," and they're like, "Okay."
No, the shitty friends watched it. The good friends got it
That's
back.
There you
No,
go.
the good ones threaten the gang rape. That's how you
Yeah,
define a good friend.
They were really over the top to the point where I looked at that phone and I was like, I'm scared of some of y'all, but I like your spirit, so we're just gonna rock with this. But
Your friends are crazy. Sign Lil Rob.
yeah, actually, that friend was Lil Rob. No, I don't know him.
Damn. Good to have friends.
Absolutely.
Salute. And that's a great way to end this podcast, I believe.
Yeah.
Right before we get into it, let's fucking Phil, let's do this little promo. Shout out your podcast that you do fucking once every blue moon. What is it?
It's called "I'm Doing This Wrong."
Yes. I mean, great.
Yeah,
Great title.
I figured I'd name it something appropriate. I started doing it by myself once every few weeks, and I was like, this is not consistent. So, yeah, fuck it. We'll throw another guy in the mix, make it even worse, and then see where it goes.
Yeah.
You know?
Cool.
So
So
yeah.
you guys just get on there, fucking riff and fucking be funny. Find
Yeah.
it at all the podcast joints.
Yeah, that's basically what we try to do. You know, it's just a hang, me and him hang. If anything happened in the news that we remember, we try to talk about it. That's about it. Or shit that we're up to. That's about all. It's
I
nice.
went on there. I went on and I checked Phil out. Phil is very fucking chill, and Phil's very funny.
Yeah,
I
dude.
went, yeah.
I didn't pick any of that up from now.
Well, I just want to. Well, you know what?
I think I have a favorite of the three of you.
Thank you, Phil.
It's the one with the titties and the compliments.
I mean, I'm only a man. What am I supposed to do with this?
I did my best.
And you got some fucking. You're about to back that shit up right now on the fucking camera, dude.
You got any
Look at it. Close that.
Oh, Jesus.
That's the forward.
Close
Do you
yourself
know
up.
what back
Oh,
that-
Jesus.
Number one, Phil, you are a gentleman. I'm closed up. You see leg, bitch. This is just a
Dude,
shortcut.
cover.
Yeah,
She's
this sounds like
keeping
it's
it classy
basic
over there,
instinct
yeah.
over
Cover
here.
it up before you make men horny. No, I'm kidding. Just cover, just cover yourself up.
The part
No,
that
I don't-
Todd
I
that
honestly-
sucked a dick is very uncomfortable with my bare leg right
no,
now.
look, no, I'm not. You could whip it all out and sit right next to me, and we'll fucking still
No, I
laugh and
can't.
have
He
fun,
just yelled
dude.
at me like he was my dad.
He
I
did.
can't do that.
Yeah.
Before the show, she said, "If I'm popping out, say something."
Bitch, I said titties. This is just a little bit of
Well,
kneecap.
yeah.
We are in 2022. They can handle this.
It's not Saudi Arabia, Todd. They can show ankle.
I see dark ass meat down there, and I don't mean dark. I mean you can
Whoa. 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 All right.
see. You know,
Phil, do you have shows to plug? Do you have anything to get us off of this?
Yeah, I got some shows coming up.
Yeah.
I got a
I mean, it's
website
dark
that you can find them on,
area.
philparkercomedy.com and at philparkercomedy on Instagram. I'll be posting stuff about it. But I'm in Syracuse on June 9th at Salt City Bar. Then I'm in, where the fuck is this one?
I'm sorry. This might be after that a little bit.
Yeah.
Fuck it,
Actually-
I'm not hosting this weekend then.
Oh, yeah, you
If
are.
it's gonna be out after, then it don't matter if I
You
plug
know
it.
what
So
you-
who cares?
Wait,
I
who
won't
are
say
you hosting
shit.
for this weekend? I
Ralph
forgot.
Porter. He's hilarious. Who cares? Nobody else will know.
How was the weekend? How was that weekend that you fucking did for Ralph Porter? Was it good?
It's coming up in the future.
Never
Phil,
mind.
I'm so sorry that you're here to watch what happens
Phil,
every
Oh
time.
no,
You're
it's,
awesome.
it's been
Thank
great
you.
for me to be on this side of the computer. It's good. It works.
Yeah. Dude, thank you so much for coming on. It was awesome to see you.
Yeah, thanks for
Phil,
having me,
thank
guys.
you, man. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lovely to meet you. You were awesome.
Hell
I
yeah,
love
dude.
that you didn't get shot in the face either of the times.
Throw your
that you
Insta
were
out
held
too.
up.
Throw your
Instagram, Phil Parker
Yeah.
Comedy, and then philparkercomedy.com. That's where I put all my
There it
stuff.
is.
So,
Yes.
Nice.
Cool. All right, Phil. Thank you so much, man.
yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks,
this is
dude.
a lot of fun.
All right. Peace.
Bye.
I always like this awkward part. This is what I'm. Now now you should pull out your titties. Look at her tits. See what a great way. Woo, woo. Damn, what a great. You are a lucky man, Phil. You're a lucky man.
Hey, thank you guys for listening to episode 11 of Can You Laugh About It Now? This is RJ with you. You heard about Todd pitching GTA Seattle. My buddy Phil got robbed twice by a local Illinois legend. I got robbed by a talent agent and lung cancer in the same year. Gator's friends scared a robber out of committing a crime. And I also want to give a quick shout out to Justin, who was on Molly at the Burt Crusher show. You somehow recognized me from this, and it fucking made my day. If you guys ever see us in the wild, please say hi. Our egos need it.